Well, hello there, everyone, and how are you guys? I hope doing fabulous, yes. Well, before we get into this entertaining video, I would just like to remind you guys to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not subscribed already. And what would you like to say with that, Lady Crone?
Baby Crone said it all.
Yes.
Subscribe, like us, and please leave a comment.
Yes. Sunflowers. Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I am actually here to ironically do a second recording on this K-pop news recap, because literally just about a week ago I had done a recap. At that time, I just wanted to do a recap, tell you what I've seen that was going on my feed since the last time. Honestly, in that video, there really wasn't much for me to say. And then towards the end of the video, I started scrolling through my TikTok to find K-pop to pop up on my feed to give me something to talk about. But one thing I did get out of that video is, we'll decide if I'm going to put it here. Baby Crone, remember, let's talk about, I love the fact that these K-pop idols are enjoying TikTok and being free to be having fun, creating memes and being a part of the TikTok community and really being able to like be their age. I love that, but can we talk about this disrespectful trend of sticky? Okay, those male idols. That's all I got, is to point at that, okay? And they're telling us these idols are not allowed to date, but they can do that. They can do that, but they're not allowed to date. Are we seeing a double standard here right now? That's my main concern about this, because if you're going to do that, they might... I get it. We're playing into fan service. I get this is taking fan service to another level. But if you're going to take it to this level, then you're going to have to honestly take out the delusional fantasy that you can become these idols' partners, okay? If that's going to be the case, because they can't do this, and then you tell them they're not allowed to date and they have to keep this squeaky clean bad boy image when they need to, but you got to be a good innocent boy or girl. Yet this is what they're allowed to do. That's my beef with this tape, besides the fact that it's completely disrespectful. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But yeah, for real, there's a problem. I just have a double standard with this. I mean, I love the fact that these idols, like I said, are enjoying TikTok, doing being able to be their age, because they would be doing this stuff even if they weren't idols. So I'm glad that they are starting to allow idols to have social media and post on social media. I love that. I really do. But if we're going to allow this to happen, then there has to come a point where the delusion of sasaeng fans are going to have to stop. I mean, I'm sure there's still going to be sasaengs no matter what, because there are just people out there like that all across the world. It doesn't matter race, gender, culture. They are just out there, period. So it's just going to happen, period. But... And I also got to understand, we got to worry about the whole, sexualizing them and stuff like that. Even though they're already kind of sexualized, but nobody wants to talk about that either. Another double standard. I'm just saying here. Hot take on this. This is what Sticky has done to me because I am heated over the fact that this is acceptable, but there are saying that these idols are not allowed to date, not allowed to drink, not allowed to smoke, not allowed to. But they can dance up there and be suggestive, and they're not even doing something for a K-pop dance choreography. This is this them chilling, having fun, and their manager had to approve of this. That's what is mind-boggling over this. Is the fact that this was actually approved and put the seal, a stamp of yes, that's it. That the fans are gonna love that. Post that. Where it became a trend where people were just like, I need to see this idol do this. And then this idol does this. And then they're just like comparing of who done the best. It has became a whole literal competition down here. I get it. It's dancing. Like, let's get it. I had this conversation earlier. Let's take out the sexualization part of it. They are just dancing and enjoying and moving their bodies the way dancers do. They are freely being dancers. Okay, I can take that. Yes, they are. I accept that. They are dancing literally, and there should be nothing wrong with that. However, there comes a point, especially with the purpose of dressing with some of them. I know what they know what they're doing. It's the psychological game that they're playing here. Yeah, all at the same time, you're telling me that they don't date. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. I think we all believe that. Sure. So that's all I had to say. That's really one thing that I wanted to bring to the thing about what's trending in the K-pop industry is Sticky. Even the name. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hate to leave it off on that note. I'm sorry about that one. But yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't been seeing it, please, honestly, I get a TikTok and enjoy these TikToks with me. Enjoy your favorite K-pop idols. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. Or if we're going to put it at the very end of the video. But either way, there is one clip, one portion of that video that I am going to savage and put up. So because of that, because it I definitely did rewatch it right before coming on here because I wanted to make sure I got everything. I talked about that and then some, because let me tell you, there has been a whole lot more K-pop releases, and I only talked about one last time, so why not re-talk about it, because you guys didn't know about it. So what was that release? Oh my gosh, Irene from Red Velvet had made a release called Like a Flower. Okay. It's a good song. Ironically, I'm not gonna lie, I actually haven't gotten a chance to watch her live stages of Like a Flower. When I first saw like them doing like this and then like the blossoming of the flower, at first I thought there was somebody recreating Jisoo's flower, because that's when I first saw that move. Like, yeah, I love it. That was like so creative. Whoever did that, chef's kiss. That was beautiful. That literally blossomed like a flower. Oh, symbolism so perfect. Anyway, because of that, Irene has now listed. Okay. For a second, I thought maybe it was like a SM thing where like SM just happens to like give these artists this thing, but what I liked about this song, besides the fact that it kind of reminded me of Jisoo's Flower, is the fact that I really love that Irene looks like she's really like thriving, living it up, enjoying promoting, and that's literally all I ever want to see from K-pop artists, is seeing them enjoy dancing and enjoying the music that they're putting out, even though they really don't get a say to the kind of music they put out. but at least they get some creative freedom when it comes to solo time. Some creative freedom when it comes to solo time. Um, but yeah, is there really? I don't think I really have much else to say about Irene, but I really wanted to use Irene as a segment to talk about how much I actually really love SM. And if you guys don't know this, I am an SM stan. Like besides Whiplash that aespa put out, and maybe some like few other like hit or misses here and there, 98% of the time, SM puts out a bop that I love. So because of that, any group that SM release, I'm going to check out their music because I just know SM's going to cater to the kind of music style that I like. And because of that, that's really why I love any group from SM. I actually just found Wave V on my TikTok and I followed them. I can't believe Wave V is still around. That's another subgroup of NCT if you don't know. Last time I checked, there was 21 members in NCT. Hey, I don't know. They could have added more since then. Could have been 23 and I'm misremembering, but they were definitely in the 20s. And when I joined in 2018, there was only 18 and I only had a few more to memorize. And those were the Japanese artists that they signed to their label to create Wave V. So because of that, that's pretty much what I had to say about SM. Is there any other artist from SM that's currently promoting at this time? If there is, they are currently drawing a blank in my mind. But speaking of the big three, let's talk about JYP and how Twice has released a song with Megan Thee Stallion called Strategy. Finally, we got the Meg Thee Stallion Twice music video I was waiting for. Now, though it was not for Star, which it had all the swag for it, Strategy didn't disappoint. It literally didn't disappoint. I mean, they got me with the I don't know what that dance move is. We got to talk about that. They're dancing. It's very questionable moves here. Not questionable in that sense, but just questionable in the fact that I don't know who thought this will just look good. But Twice pulls it off. Twice pulls off any choreography. They're always in sync. They make any comp set look beautiful. Momo is back with the hat again. I love Momo wearing a hat, especially if she has a short bob. She just rocks it. Jiho's just made for the American industry, or at least she poses as if she's made for the American music industry. I could even put Momo up there too, because they both just give that flair, if you know what I mean, that just gives off very free, and I enjoy that fact. So because of that, I definitely enjoyed this concept that they did. They definitely looked good in the music video. Like I said, Twice pulls off the choreography. Actually, was this the debut stage where actually, ironically, Momo had I won't say like a malfunction, but like her mic pack was falling off, so she couldn't fully perform like she could. But there goes leader Nayeon. She came through and actually very cleverly. Another thing about mistakes and what's going on, moving on from Twice, love them. I don't think there's anything else besides YG, but we'll come back to that. The big three. Cat's Eye performed at Jingle Bell, and man, the memes are going crazy. People are just forced to mimicking Beyonce, but they're saying somebody about to get fired because their town technician definitely was not it. And I loved it. Mona definitely gave sass and attitude, especially when she did the little like, come on. Like it was so perfect. I wonder what the other idols were thinking of. It's kind of weird when you're the one that starts the dance and everybody else relies on you. So therefore you're like the front and center. And she like played it off well. Of course, that wasn't the only time, because another time, Sophia, really loves Sophia. Vocals good. She's just literally perfect. She kind of reminds me, weirdly enough, of when I first saw her, I thought she was just like a YouTuber that played video games, like maybe like Pokey or something like that. But she does that's just a whole bubbliness, just the way she's just so energetic. It's just kind of energy she gave off to me. But other than that, Sophia was definitely good. Her mic was definitely on for sure. You couldn't miss it. Speaking of which, I saw another video of G Hill from, I don't know which group, I forget, but she's definitely a visual. And she's definitely a visual that knows she's a visual. And this clip right here, when the mic wasn't working, played off to that visual aspect. Like I say, these idols have to learn to give off personality. And even though they might be like ticked off, they still got to be like, mic work. You know, I love it. Professionalism. This is what I love. Speaking of another mistake, I don't know what group from Eisner rookie debut. Oh, not on the debut stage, but just the fact that you just recently debuted and you're dancing on stage and you happen to fall and then have to get back up. I mean, I understand it happens with idols all the time, but it's just, at least personally me, when you're like falling and you kind of mess up the formation, it is kind of embarrassing, especially when you fall. Just falling period is just embarrassing. However, I think I've covered all the mistakes that I've recently seen across the K-pop industry when talking about performing. Now, something else. Right. We're bringing it back to Big Three. Meow. You remember how I was talking about how I love the fact that idols dance and that they enjoy dancing? Yeah, literally, there's a whole section right here about how let's talk about it. You leave it down in the comments. I'm not sure if you guys really watch K-pop for dancing like I do, but if I had to pick groups that are just like well-rounded dancers, definitely Kiss of Life. They living it up like free women, okay? And I enjoy that. Another thing is that I like Bad Villain. Now, I was questioning if I should put Bad Villain up here because I really only know them for Zoom and their song Bad Villain. And I'm not sure if I'm deciphering just the fact that I just like Bad Villain and their choreography, or if I just like the way they are dancing. So I might have to see their choreography just a little bit more, but we'll put a question mark next to Bad Villain. But like Bad Villain will be like an honorary mention, but kind of in the list. We can have a conversation in the just in the description, not in the description, but in the comment section. But Meow, definitely body solidified. These girls are dancers. If not Jiguan, like the tallest, yeah, her, I think she can dance. Whatever, she's got that star factor. She got that it factor. Okay, I saw it back when they debuted with Meow, and I was just like, yeah, that's my stand. That's my bias. I don't care about anybody else. Ellie's a close second. Ella's pretty good. She's a good visual, especially when she says meow babes. I'm like, okay, give me the sass, girl. Like, yes. So because of that, I'm like, okay, Ella's getting up there on my bias list. But Guan, the bias. I don't know who's going to bias wreck this, but it's just Guan right now. And because of that, I think She also, I think they were just, especially during the dance break, I think they were strategic on who they placed to do dance moves, especially because the two people that I think did it were the tallest of the group. And if they're not the tallest, they're like, they have the appearance by the slim figure. So therefore those dance moves was able to highlight just their statue. And because of that, it makes the dance look better because it's highlighting their lankiness. Yes, I've watched a whole lot of people do dance breakdowns, people that are actual dancers. Now I may have never actually seen them dance, but they've talked about how they're dancers. So because of that, I definitely take note because I like to really, I really want to take this K-pop dancing seriously, even though I'm not a dancer, but I just enjoy it so much. Another group that I'll put up there who's really kind of an honorary mention only because of one member, and that's Leah. And I'll say ITZY because Yeji, oh yeah, dancer. Chaeryeong, oh yeah, dancer. Raejun, yeah, she's the dancer. You know, she's another one that got the star, the equality, the charisma. She's the visual. She's the feminine, masculine. You know, you always get that one in the group, and she plays it and dresses it well, and she plays that role well. So because of that, she just does her dance moves swaggy, and it just works for her. So because of that and her own dance style, not saying that Yeji and Chaeryeong don't have their own dance style, but just they are more a little bit more technical with it and less more stylized with it. But all of them, those are like the three dancers of the group. Some people might want to argue that her name Yuna could be in there. Yuna can dance, but you know, another visual, honestly. Yeji could be a visual. She's like that exotic visual, but Yuna is a visual. And she's the maknae. She plays both the maknae and the visual well. She kind of gives me Jihil vibes from that one group that I was talking about that's a visual and knows she's a visual, so she plays up to that. So I can't front her for that. So the way she comes off in her dance moves fits her style, just like Region. So that's why I'm like, could I say they are good dancers? Yes, in their own respect, because they have mastered dancing to give it some style. Not saying that Yeji and Chaeryeong doesn't, but they are a little bit more technical with it. And then there's Leah. I'm never going to harp on Leah. I'm never going to talk bad about Leah. She's just a proving dancer. She is getting there. She is going up. And that's the only reason why I said ITZY would be an honorary mention, because the other groups that I've listed, I feel like all of their members do not lack. But Meow, I really have to get a little bit more familiar with to see, because like I said, I do really have a bias in there, but I just visually presenting, they're in sync. And that's step number one to being just a good dancer, is to be in sync. Because then you're able to know when to do high, do low, put enough energy, put in lack of energy. And then the more you do the dances, you know which ones to give more oomph to and which ones you like want to emphasize and all that. Anyway, all that to be said and analyzed about K-pop dances. Now, all that to say about groups that I enjoy dancing and stuff like that. Let's talk about the sad disappointments of three groups disbanding. We have, ironically, my last video, not the one that I didn't post, but the one that I actually did post, I did not mention, no, I did briefly mention Lucymbal, but they really said, talk to you later, talk to you. They literally said, talk to you later, and said deuces and disbanded. Sure, it's it's definitely on the company, but it's kind of an ironic and a staple disbandment song, honestly. Because I can see them like making jokes about it, like as they're like walking out of the K-pop building that were assigned to, just like talk to you later, talk to you later. You know, like literally, I could see that. Like it would just be an iconic meme. But yeah. Besides that, I really wasn't familiar with that group. That's literally the only song I know them by. So talk about ironic. The song that introduces me to the group is also their debut. Their disbandment song. Also, I can't believe that that's been coined a title now. Disbandment song. Yikes. Another group that disbanded was New Jeans. Definitely did a reading on them. I did a reading on Minjin and Harin from New Jeans, see if they had a relationship, friendship, connectionship. But it was also really seeing how they fit in with New Jeans and if New Jeans will be New Jeans. And like New Jeans says, despite our name, New Jeans never dies. So because of that, also there's apparently a fake account called High Wish that is claiming to be New Jeans reinvented. So that was all. I literally found that right after I had filmed that video, and I was just like, "Oh my god, New Jeans wasn't kidding." Then it was a hoax. So yeah, you guys are really doing it up there on the internet with these fake accounts and fake K-pop industry labels. Should there be like something illegal against that? But anyway, and then lastly, the last group to disband. There could have been. I feel like there's a fourth group that I found out that disbanded within the last week, but I thought it was Promise 9, but apparently I mentioned that in my last video. So Promise 9 had disbanded. I enjoyed Promise 9. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Promise 9. I wasn't like a huge fan of Promise, but I definitely did like some of their songs that they released. I'm trying to see if I can quickly. Oh, Love Bomb was good. Oh, was it Feel Good? I think I liked Feel Good, but definitely Love Bomb was good. Um, yeah, that's the only one that seems like I said. I didn't really listen to Promise 9 that much, so I could have heard Wishlist. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, they had disbanded. It's pretty much all I had to say out there. I really feel like there was another group that disbanded. Please let me know down below if you know who else disbanded or recently disbanded. And speaking of disbandments and Lucemble, when did Luna disband? Like, I thought it was going to be Luna to the end, okay? They had a whole Luna lore. They were so invested. Their company was so invested with their storyline. Like, it was like a whole TXT storyline, Espa storyline here, okay? With, like, intricate details. That's how much Luna had a whole storyline. That I actually met somebody when I was in community college. Literally, it was so great to have somebody that was into K-pop like I was, that for our public speaking class, that when we had a chance to give presentations, they literally did a whole presentation on the lore behind Luna. And that's when I was like, I think I gotta stand Luna because I'm enjoying this lore. And now they've disbanded, and some of those members ended up in Loose Symbol. And then there's Yves that I briefly mentioned is making a debut, or not making a debut, but whatever song had popped up on my feed, I just want to list another song that somebody was listing. Oh, actually, I could do a whole side tangent of like people that weren't actually K-pop artists, but like were Asian that released music. Like we had, I'm not sure if she was, but I might just leave them out. But I did come across this song called Nemo Nemo. No idea who this artist is. This is, when I heard this song, I was like, this is just so cliche K-pop. and I love it. Like, I love it. Nemo, 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 Nemo. Yes, come on now. It is so cute. Like, it sounds like an anime intro opening. Like, that's how good it is. Okay, that's I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. Like, when I first heard it, I was just like, okay, this kind of no. Da, 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 da. I don't know any of the dances, but that's just like dance moves that I like think of like when I hear it. But the only thing that stick with me is Nemo Nemo because that's also the title track. But I just love the fact the way she says it. But yeah, that was a good song. I can actually find out in my SoundCloud who made that song. Hold on, give me a second. Yena, Nemo Nemo. Check it out if you haven't. You probably think it says Nemo, but apparently it's Nemo Nemo. Another thing, speaking of which, I have definitely delved deep into XG. I would have put XG up there as good dancers too, but I could have also been a little bit biased there by putting them up there because I'm like, I don't think they're really that good of dancers like that because they like do rap and dance. So they're this weird blend of like not K-pop, but K-pop. So because of that, I can't really judge their dancing. I mean, they have sick choreographics, okay? Ooh, that's how we howling, growling, wilding. Yes, okay? I love it. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm definitely living up for XG. I'm not sure about the cultural appropriation part, but literally every group does that. Even a member from Kisset's Life, who was ironically, was it one of my Heo, she had some like braids in her hair, and then like people were just like, a cultural appropriation, anybody? And I'm just like, okay, guys, pipe down. I get it. I'm not sure if I have the wrong attitude, but we at this point, if nobody understands that K-pop takes from ethnic groups, I can't help you with that. You just got to know that. I don't know how much we're going to have to call them out on it for them to stop it. For all that, let's just take out the rap and K-pop if we're going to be like that. But anyway, I'm not trying to gatekeep or not gatekeep. That's just something I wanted to put out there. No offense to the person that mentioned that to me. I totally agree with you. I actually had somebody call me out when I had put a comment about how somebody was doing a dance that was Tyla inspired. And they were just like, no, actually it's Bacardi and not the Tyla dance. And if you know anything, the K-pop idols steal from Black culture and Black culture appropriate. And I'm like, yes, I know that, but still. That was my whole point. They were inspired by Tyla, even though they really wasn't. But they were inspired by that, in my opinion. They were inspired by Black culture, Black booty shaking, that they wanted to do it. And now we see it's a trend that's definitely sticking around in the K-pop industry. So we lose some, right? They out here shaking booty now in K-pop. Not like us Americans, but they shaking some booty, and they wasn't doing that before. So there's got to be a transition here. We got to make some peace. Do we want them to act like children, like little kids, like they're meant to look like? Or do we want them to actually be comfortable, and when they grow up with their age and act a little bit more mature? I'm just not trying to ask too much from these celebrities here. But it's each to their own. Like I said, I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm not trying to say I don't understand. I completely 100% understand. I'll get mad at it a little bit, especially if it's doing the most and if it's blatantly obvious, like they wearing straight up urban streetwear that's like so like ethnic, you can't miss it. Yeah. And it's for a concept just to look like that and then like drop it later. Yeah, I'm gonna question that. But like if it's something like XG, where they're already that like alternative, like they're like K-pop back goth alternative rock. Like I don't know what this XG group is, but they're XGing. I don't know what XG even stands for, but they're XGing. Whatever it stands for, they're living it up, I guess. That's all I have to say about XG. Oh, speaking of which, in Japanese groups that are making their way into K-pop, we had Myra be naked. I will admit, it is a questionable title. It wasn't the title that got me. It was actually their TikTok had popped up on my feed, and like I said, the music's a bonus. When I saw this choreo, I was like, oh, what is this song? I gotta hear it and see this choreography, because I'm like, that was good. Okay. Yeah. I don't think they really, yeah. But Myra's pretty good, okay? Choreography wise, I definitely enjoyed it. I will definitely please promote this because I want to watch the choreography. But the last thing that I'm going to mention the very last thing that really has drawn me to redo this video over again, and I will be doing a reading on them. But before I get to them, the last person I would like to talk about, or the last group to talk about, is Oneverse or Universe. Apparently, I'm not sure if all the members or if some of the members are from North Korea. Now, I'm not sure if this is controversial for me to mention North Korea with South Korean artists, but it's Korea. But I hate to be that way. I get it. Completely different ethics, mindsets. They got their own stigmas there too. I would, all that to be said, how is Universe going to perform with North Korean artists in their group? Because it's already kind of hard for them to accept Japanese. Well, they need to accept Japanese. It's already hard for them to accept Chinese. Okay, they might accept. No, SM didn't accept the Chinese, but it's already hard for them to accept anybody that isn't Korean. Let's be honest, in the K-pop industry. So that's not South Korean. Let's be honest here. Anybody that's not from South Korea, they are kind of biased to you when you try to get into the industry. So if they're like that, how are they going to be with their neighbor brethren that they've disowned North Korea? Okay. I don't know about y'all, but definitely want to see how that goes out, because I want to see how the K-pop industry is changing, because we are starting to get some more people of color in there. K-pop is starting to become less of, let's get a whole bunch of Koreans and have a few people that aren't Korean in there just to give it some mixture. It's becoming less of that and more of being diverse. And I heard the term called global groups, like K-pop is, of course, there's going to be a subsect of K-pop, but I think I am global technically. So I am more drawn towards global artists, probably because they're marketed to us Americans, but neither here nor there. But yeah, I definitely, that's what I would have to say. So with that, I definitely going to see how what Universe or Oneverse has going to do when they promote. So I can't wait to see, can't wait to hear. There was, I'm not sure if I've mentioned them before and I forget their name, but there was this, I'll have their name like right here. There was a K-pop group that was debuted recently, of all deaf idols. Now, the hearing impaired idols, that just sounds interesting. And the way that they've talked about how they've learned to dance to the music while being hearing impaired is impressive. It comes down to vibrations, okay? That just shows you just how much these idols, it's just getting amazing how open the K-pop industry is becoming. And I revish in that. I just love it. Just, yes, all inclusive. That's all I ever want. And then lastly, Rose. That's who I will be doing our reading on next. She released her album Rosie. It was a good album. Okay, I really did. I listened to it all. I listened to it on my way to and from school. I enjoyed it. Definitely might listen to it again. I think this is an album I might listen to, and I usually don't listen to albums. Her song Toxic to the M was kind of like Taylor Swift vibey, but I'm not gonna lie, any of the K-pop artists that has literally promoted under a American music label, they really just sound like watered down, generic, basic pop songs. And I get it. That's what us Americans want. The general public wants. But we don't hear any of our American artists do that yet. Taylor Swift does. But how many people really got that eye-catchy, do-do-do pop music these days? Nobody that I know of, unless I'm just not listening to the right kind of pop music, or I'm just not into that kind of pop. Because I mean, Rose did it. She killed it. Toxic to the End. Whole album was great. I think what saved the album for me was how much emotion she put into this album, and I will get more into details on that in the reading. But I definitely felt like the very first song that I heard. Hold on, let me find it because also Rose is promoting Puma, because every song I listened to on her Rose YouTube channel in the beginning and end was a Puma ad. I'm not sure if those were filmed old or previously, but if it was filmed previously, Rose looked like she gained some weight. I like that. I like that. The very first song I heard was Stay a Little Longer. And man, when she was talking about how she just wanted him to pack a little slower because she wants him to stay longer, I felt that, Rose. Little tear came out. I was like, all right, Rose coming from the heart. That's all I could ever ask for. So, yeah, actually, Rose's music was exactly like I was expecting it to be. Heartfelt, singing about love. Less poppier than I thought it would have been. Like Apatı was as pop as I thought it was going to, even though Apatı wasn't the kind of pop I was looking from Rosie or Rose, however she wants to go now, or Vampire Holly. I don't know where that came from, but it's questionable that she's calling herself a vampire. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, maybe that's like her alter ego. You know how celebrities get when you get in the music industry, you got to have that alter ego. Saying. But yeah, I'll get more into that with Rose and her album. Tell me, did you listen to her album? Were you guys excited about it? It literally dropped today. It still did Twice the Strategy, which I didn't know about. So with that, it was kind of good because last week, literally, I was like, I don't know if this is a song that's dropping because Twice was promoting it like on my TikTok, but like I had no clue because they always said like Megan Thee Stallion. I'm just like, this is not Megan Thee Stallion. I'm like, I don't know what I'm missing. And beforehand, the little handles wasn't saying Meg Thee Stallion, or like maybe they was dancing to a song by Meg Thee Stallion, and they cut off the audio. I don't know. So I was kind of confused. I'm like, I don't know what this strategy is, but Twice is promoting it. So they're coming back. And then here we are a week later while I'm sitting here getting ready to talk about Rose, and me scrolling through to see if there's any releases that came across and came out. Lo and behold, Strategy came out. I'm like, oh, this is what they mean by Megan Thee Stallion. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this somewhat lengthy video. It's technically a recap of the video I didn't post last time, but also additive things that I had to talk about. Oh, and of course, I'm not sure if I put it in the beginning or if I'm putting it in the end, but leave your comments down below. Tell me, how do you feel about the sticky challenge. Okay. Everybody's doing it. Male, female, K-pop industry, it's taking them by storm. Even Kelly Kim did it, okay? And if Kelly Kim can do it, anybody can do it. I've watched it enough when I was downloading the videos to put into it last time. By the end of it, I felt like I knew Sticky, okay? I feel like I could honestly dance to it. I wouldn't do it as best. Like I said, I'm really a chair dancer. Like I could, act like I know what I'm doing. Dun, 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 dun. Like, see, I can dance sitting, but get me to stand up. These legs don't match that. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and baby Crone gushing over dancing and really even dancing in the K-pop industry. But that's literally, even when I'm listening to the K-pop music, I'm dancing along with them. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yes, I hope to see you guys next time. Yes, just thinking about it, like after I learned how, like the choreography, especially Howlin', Growlin', Wildin', I was like, oh, that's sick. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next video. Literally, I'm going to be doing a reading on Rosé, and I know I'm so far behind, but I still have to do a reading on Winter, and they are reuniting after the military services. I still have to do a reading on Twice's Sana and G-Idol's Myeong. I still have to do, somebody is wanting a request, don't worry, I see you. I will definitely do a future reading on Lisa's career, I think you're asking, or just a future reading on Lisa. I will get to that. Who else do I have to do? I think there's somebody else I'm missing, but don't worry. If I did, their names will definitely be right here. Oh, also, speaking of Blackpink and musical releases, how could I forget? Jisoo has made an announcement that she's going to be making a debut solo. Finally, I've been saying, where has Jisoo been? She's been so busy acting. There has been no music talk whatsoever. Finally, there's something on the horizon, so I can't wait for that. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave your comments down below, and please subscribe if you had not subscribed already. It would really help the channel. And also, if you want to see those videos that I have listed, or if you want your request to be added to the queue, subscribe and stick around for when I do it. Hopefully within 2 weeks I can do it. And with that being said, well, I'm about to go on break, so therefore I could definitely get to it a whole lot more quicker. So with that being said, please, I will see you guys in the next video, and sunflowers!